Bandito Radio 112 FM, a streaming radio station for all toy enthusiasts, collectors, photographers, and customizers. Built to match your mood and passion. Music from hip-hop to country and all the rock in between with host Howlin' Jim Jackson. For a dose of the macabre, there's Myra's Morgue of Midnight Madness. Plus our newest collector podcast, Purple Gang Gang Full Frontal Purple. And Action Figure Frequencies. With your hosts, SKN's own Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm. Bandito Radio 112 FM. Available to stream now on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Well. It is Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, right here on SKN. We have another jam-packed episode for you all this evening. Was the MCU saved, or is it just overhype? Well, Thunderbolts has arrived. Really great reviews flowing in. We will discuss, is it the savior or not? Plus, the month of May, it's not just for Star Wars, but it is also for pre-orders. And we're going to introduce a new segment, forget about it, around should you pre-order these figures or not. Plus, free comic book day. Does anybody care? We'll get into it. Plus, much more. Thanks for tuning in and stay tuned. This is Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Well, happy Friday evening to all of you watching. Before we go any further, please subscribe, like, drop a comment in the channel. Thanks for, as always, tuning in, whether you're watching us live or you're watching us at a later time. This is the show. We talk about all things pop culture, the pulse, if you will. Toys, collectibles, media, entertainment, comic books. We got it all. Let's start with checking in with the team. Mr. Storm, how are you on this Friday evening?
Hey, doing well, man. How's everyone else doing?
Doing well, my brother. Doing well. Dr. Brantley checking in. How are you, sir?
All right. Stayed up late, saw the Thunderbolts. So ready to talk about that?
Sounds good. And as always, Mr. Maddox, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm glad you asked, and fortunately, we have about an hour for me to go over how I'm doing. So I want to start with when I was younger. Okay, I was probably should have been maybe about 5 years old, probably.
Sorry.
You know what? I'm good. No one gives a shit. It's fine. It's fine. I'm good.
We
How you
care.
doing?
We care.
How
I'm
you
good.
doing?
I'm good.
It sounds like you care a lot. Yeah,
I did. Sorry, something in my throat. You know what? I'm excited because we will do a feature episode of Chat the Early Years, especially on this channel, exclusively on this channel, from preschool to kindergarten. The man who is today. We take you back behind the scenes from school bus to ramen racer to the engine of vengeance to the 18 van. Chat Maddox has driven it all. So we are excited.
Myth, the legend.
See,
Maddox.
I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. Let's jump right into our main topic of the evening, and that is the Thunderbolts. As I shared at the top of the hour, wow, lots of amazing reviews coming in. You know, I think we were on the fence collectively as this group. We didn't know quite what to think. Captain America was a bit of a dud, and then this movie coming right in between the Fantastic Four that's gotten all the hype. And so we were thinking, could this be one of those under the radar Guardians of the Galaxy, very much unknown B characters in the Marvel franchise? Or would this be another flop and a squeeze in before the big summer rush? So without further ado, we know what Rotten Tomatoes has said. We know what the critics have said. What are your thoughts? Has this been the savior for the MCU? Let's start with Dr. Brantley, who went late last night to see this film.
It's pretty good. It's way better than the Captain America movie, the Captain America movie wasn't bad. It just did not live up to the other Captain America movies or like the sort of top level Marvel movies. This one is on the lower end of the top level. You know, it's not so blindingly amazing that you're gonna tell everyone to see it 3 times, but it's really good. There's just a couple of things that it's like a little, but that's been sort of the par for the course for Marvel lately. But it's really good. There's some cool 2 after credit scenes, so stick around. There was some good comedy, there was some good action scenes, and it all worked out fairly well. It's very enjoyable, and if you like the Marvel stuff, it's worth seeing in a theater.
Interesting. So you're saying that the reviews and the hype leading into this weekend are real, and it is a desirable movie to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Chet
they're not bots
Maddox.
like
Chet
these two.
Maddox. What's your take here? Thunderbolts. Is this saving the MCU? Are the ratings going to save the franchise? Is this helping Fantastic Four? Are people a bit more excited about Marvel?
I don't think so. I gotta watch it. I think people are excited about Thunderbolts, but some news came out about Fantastic Four, and everyone's kind of like bummed out about that now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The critics versus like moviegoers ratings aren't too different, so it's kind of interesting. So I think it might be refreshing to have this good of a movie right now from Marvel, and by this good, I'm definitely not holding it to the standards from like the first Avengers film or Iron Man 1. But I trust the good old Doc on his review. So I'm excited to see what they do with it, and hopefully it is something that changes the path of what they've been doing.
Mr. Storm.
You know, I think they need to have a hit because they've been having so-sos and just bombs. So anything that builds up a little bit more excitement going into the summer is helpful. And this is the last phase or last film in this phase. So the next film out will be Fantastic Four. And again, like Mr. Maddox said, there's some up and down news that people are reporting early. We haven't seen the movie, so we don't know. But I truly believe that the Thunderbolts, it's like I think it was it the Marvels was one of the films of the last phase that they went in, and it basically was just a terrible phase after that because the last film really didn't deliver hype. This one is delivering hype. People are saying it's really good. A couple of people popped on the SKN Instagram and said, "No, it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed myself." That's a good sign. But now Fantastic Four has to live up because this next phase is a critical phase for them. I don't think they can wait till Avengers Doomsday and any or this the Avengers Secret Wars in order for them to have an up. Every movie in the next phase has to be good for them, or else I really think that they need to start thinking about a change at leadership over on over at the MCU because they can't just have this constantly happen. But I'm glad it's getting the praise it's getting right now.
Yeah, and just a quick update check on that on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 88% on the tomato meter and 95% on the popcorn meter. So
Good.
I mean, it's not that far. Usually the critic one is a lot higher than the audience. So I mean, that's a good switch. Good old switch them up them.
Well, the thing is, it's because it's these characters. It's not like some goody two shoes hero kind of a thing. These are not great people. It's pretty brutal, the stuff that happens, and some of it is quite shocking. And you're like, oh, okay. So that's the stuff that's been missing. Like, oh, there's actually some danger here.
Would you say it's as intense and brutal as Daredevil Born Again was?
No.
It's
Okay,
on
so
a
I wanna watch it then.
PG-13 level. Daredevil was an R. Okay, that's just the way it is. They can only do so much with PG-13.
It's getting amazing reviews, but is it making any money? Is the question.
Let me look.
The
preview night was great. It was like
11.5. 11.5. I just don't know what the forecast is for the weekend. I think we can run those numbers, but I don't know if it's selling out every show.
The forecast is for 70 to 75, and I think it can actually get up to 80 or 85.
That'd be a big win
based on word of mouth. And that's right around, I think Captain America opened to 88. So it's under that, but that's understandable because it's not a marquee hero, with a name like Captain America. So it's pretty good for being the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. I think the argument can be made if you compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy that came in very similarly of people outside the MCU who did not know a bunch of those characters, had probably mild to low expectations. But I think post Guardians, you fell in love with some of those characters. It catapulted, obviously, a lot of those characters into, I mean, they made 3 of them, right? I mean, there was Star-Lord, Rocket. Does Thunderbolts do this? Are there characters that you feel that the audience afterwards will go like, wow, like, I can't wait to see Winter Soldier again, right? Or, I don't know. That's going to be the question for me. Is
Bucky and Red Guardian and Black Widow are all fantastic. And then U.S. Agent, he's John Walker. He's pretty good. And the only one that kind of gets lost in the shuffle is Ghost. But everyone has a lot to do besides her, really.
That's great.
She's got some cool visual stuff.
That's awesome. Well, we're not going to spoil the end credits. And if you want that, you could probably just go to Twitter or X.
Oh, I'll tell you.
But what's interesting today, and I know it's unrelated, but it is related. Did you all see what Robert Downey Jr. posted on his Instagram? it's very fascinating, but it looks like he posted him with a bunch of other actors, and he said like dinner and a show. So I'm assuming they watched Thunderbolts together. And the people wherever they were in the house, it was him. I'll just name not the actors, but the characters that were alongside him: Thor, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man, Gambit, some of the Fantastic Four characters, Cap America. Is he trying to tease something out here, or is it just coincidence? It just feels very strange that they would shoot that to like they would. And I guess what got me the most excited is Gambit was in the photo. Like, are we gonna see Gambit?
Yeah.
That's
in
all
Doomsday,
I needed to hear.
I think.
I love
right?
it.
That's when they did that whole cast list. Channing Tatum.
In Doomsday, though, are we gonna see him in Doomsday? I don't know. I'm excited about what's happening there. Last thoughts on Thunderbolts. It sounds like it's going to make a ton of money, beat forecast, high expectations, great lead into Fantastic Four. Final thoughts here, gentlemen.
The one thing it'll have is legs because it's a good movie. So whatever it does initially, people will say, oh, yeah, no, that one was actually good, and then get more people to see it. Whereas some of these other ones, they see it and be like, oh, no, don't bother. And then a lot of people stay home.
Yep. Makes sense. Well, PPI, sometimes we want to come and create a new segment of the show, if you will. And so we wanted the good fellas here, we wanted to introduce to you a new segment around action figures. Play the video. Oh, that's right. It's time. Who wants to explain the pre-order mafia? What the hell is the pre-order mafia? Well, here it is. Chat Maddox.
Yes, sir.
What is the pre-order mafia?
Yeah, so we have all decided that there is a lot of noise happening, and we should clarify with that noise what you should be spending your money on. Pre-order Mafia is here to save the day, and you will start to see more of Pre-order Mafia as we move forward in more ways than just video. But it is our 3-tier rating system spearheaded by Mr. Storm because he's always thunderous, he's magical, he strikes like lightning, and he's sexier than pisses me off sometimes. Anyways, it's a made figure, made man in plastic. This figure earns his buttons. Forget about it. It's got some charm, but don't break your back for it. Meaning, like, you probably shouldn't worry about it. And hey, if you are worried about getting in it when it's at a forget about it, then you should check out FOMO Treatment Center in case you're worried about missing out. And then number 3. Needs to sleep with the fishes. This one's getting whacked straight to the toy graveyard. So those are
Ollie's
3 tiers, or Ollie's to go live on the pegs. And I applaud Mr. Alexander Storm for really spearheading this. I think these are great, and this is something that is a brainchild of Rad because he was wasting all of his money on a shitload of figures. And then they weren't either getting delivered or they were getting delivered and they were trash. And so he was like, hey, we got to come in and take this out like Chicago. So Welcome to Pre-Order Mafia.
I can't tell you how many figures I have with cement blocks tied around their ankles and sitting in the bottom of a lake somewhere. So I'm happy we're deciding about this before it gets to that stage. And I don't have to make both financial and criminal choices centered on action figures. And no, I do not need help, but maybe I do. So let's start it up. Pre-order Mafia. What do we have, Mr. Storm? Oh, here we go.
We've got the Thunderbolts, which dropped yesterday, May 1st, for pre-order. And you know what? I think we went through this on Toybox Chronicles over here at PPI. that we saw the Daredevil Born Again. I had that in my cart, and after the show, I took it out of the cart. I didn't even want to order it anymore, and I never even ordered the Punisher because I think the show just turned me off. With the good reflections of what I'm seeing, these characters all look like the main actors, which is really great. I think that these will do pretty good if the movie does well. I think whenever you have a great film and it starts building that buzz, people do want to get items from that. I know Deadpool, Wolverine. I have both Deadpool and Wolverine because they were better films. And like I said, again, the Born Again series, it made me actually just cancel my Daredevil order. I was like, it just I wasn't feeling it. I think the show kind of changed my hype. So, really cool characters for me. Um, I think these are just your made figures right here. I think you have to go out and buy these right now.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I like these ones a lot. I think they're cool.
I like the head sculpts. I agree with you on very similarities to the actual stars of the film, which is really great. I actually think the Sentry character is cool looking. I like his suit. But I'm going to say, even with the box office and that doing well, it's a forget about it. I think you're going to be able to obtain these figures at some point in time. They're decent, but I don't think you need to rush to get the pre-orders. It could be wrong, but it's forget about it for me.
Yeah, especially because they do all of them in like the double box. Like, no thanks.
Well, these are the best characters in the movie. So I don't think that's a mistake that these are the ones they're releasing first.
Yeah.
And, if these don't do good, that's where it's going to stop. But, yeah, I think I'm going to have to say forget about it. I don't see people clamoring for these figures, even if the movie is good, just because, again, none of them are like the original Black Widow. It's not Thor. It's not Captain America, Iron Man. So I just don't people getting these, clamoring for them, and they're going to sell out. I think you'll see these on the shelves.
All right. Well, yeah, it's better than the Captain America figures that are sleeping with fishes right now.
Yeah, these are forget about it for me too. I like them, but yeah, I'm with Commander Bly here. Making 2-packs means that they have little faith in these selling. I 1000% agree. Because like if you were to look and be like, hey, you want to go half on me with this 2-pack, and then like which figure do you want? Everyone would want the same figure from the 2-pack, so it's kind of pointless. But these whatnot kids will buy all these up and then try to sell them for like hundreds of dollars because they're like, I can't get them.
Mm-hmm.
Commander Bly is ruthless.
Yeah.
Still pass at Ollie's.
All right. Well, I guess it's not so much unanimous. We got two, made to forget about it. Nobody puts them sleep with the fishes, so the figures are actually pretty good. So kudos to Marvel Legends and Thunderbolts. This crew says, hey, order them now or pick them up later, but you don't have to throw them in the lake.
I think they have to be on the Wakanda Forever level to be sleeping with the fishes.
Yes.
That or Eternals. Or Eternals.
Yes.
Our next setup is another 2-pack, but this was a little bit more of a controversial one. It's kind of like the Punisher and Bushwhacker. We all wanted Punisher. Nobody really wanted Bushwhacker. I'll be honest with you. Bushwhacker is sitting in the storage unit somewhere in original packaging, and the Punisher's out. So this is one where Madam Mask, if I'm pronouncing it, I think it also goes by a different name as well. And then Crossbones. Crossbones looks fantastic. Madam Mask is like more or less a Iron Man kind of villain and not really as seen. I think sometimes she's been in AIM and a couple other organizations. But, I think if you're getting this pack, you really want Crossbones. And the 2-packs also cost a little bit more. I don't know if it's worth just buying this just for Crossbones. So for me, I'm gonna put this pack as a forget about it.
I don't know. I think people will probably buy this because Crossbones is so cool. Like I'm looking at this going like, well, would she be worth like $25 just for having that briefcase full of money?
So I think if you're somebody that does camera photography, you would buy this 2-pack. and I'll tell you why. Because it does have a lot of really cool function. Like his guns come with like smoke on them. She has his briefcase with money. So like even if maybe you don't like her, like he's a great figure. And I justify the cost of it being $49.99 on Amazon because from a photography perspective, the accessories are really good with this pack. And it's something we definitely didn't necessarily highlight, but it is pretty good.
This crossbow's really cool. It's really great. And I get the hostage thing. We were just talking about that, Commander Bly, like before the show. I hate when they do that. It's like most people are going to just chuck this figure, but it's worth the crossbones. I'm afraid if you don't get it now, what he'll cost you on the secondary market, especially loose. So for me, it's a made figure. It's a cool looking figure.
Yeah.
For
me, it's a made. Mr. Storm.
Forget about it.
I do want to give an update too, really quick on the Dark Avengers Warbird. She is not in stock anymore on Hasbro.
No. Okay.
But she's in stock at Rad's place.
Okay, well then you need to bring that to SoCal Joe show.
And I guess that shows it's a made figure. Like hint, pick up everything Dark Avengers. For what's coming in the MCU, do it now. It'll be hard to come by.
Most definitely. Well, like I said, it goes to the top. So if you didn't get it, what a difference a couple hours makes. All right, on to the next one, man.
I can never get these figures. Piss me off.
Okay, well, this is the week of McFarlane Week over at GameStop, and look, we're in the toy making now world, and we always know that you get more uses out of something when you make the mold. And this is one of those cases where this is the getting the use out of that horse for the gunslinger. New paint, new situation for Blood Axe, a GameStop exclusive character from Mr. McFarlane, gold label as well. I didn't buy Gunslinger. I saw this comment online. It was kind of cold-blooded and everything, but it's like, I'm glad Mattel is taking over the license for Batman. At least I'll get more than 10 figures just repurposed all year. McFarlane is, again, he's got his pluses. I think he does a great job on vehicles. I don't know if anybody was clamoring or asking for this character. This is a sleep with the fishes for me. I don't know about the rest of you guys. But,
I mean, having 4 horsemen, actual horses. This looks like my 4-year-old's Barbie horse. Even worse. Even worse, actually. I'd actually take the Barbie horse and do. I'd give it to Chet to do toy photography before I ship him this. This is for sure sleeping with the fishes. And you could throw. I'll keep the axe. I'll take the axe. Everything else goes in the water.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a flaming horse with bones and shit. Like that should be cool as hell. And this just looks kind of dumb. Yeah, definitely with those fishes. This might be on a Wakanda Forever level because
this is how you do a flaming horse.
Yeah.
So Todd needs to go visit. This is how you do a flaming horse. Yeah. Just don't waste your money.
They also did a skeleton horse too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this definitely needs to be swimming with the fishes. There's no point in buying this. It's not going to do anything. There's zero articulation, it looks like. No one cares. No one wants it. Next.
And if you were watching Toybox Chronicles, which is on every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we went over this, but we thought that we'd make it down to the list just in case you were on the fence about any of these, McFarlane GameStop exclusive, GameStop Week is figures. Now, a couple of good ones. I know that I think C, the director, and Chet actually have a little bit of a. I think he said he was going to look for the Cyborg Superman for you, right?
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
a good
so
figure.
Yeah.
That's a great figure.
yeah,
That's a really great.
Look, I love Cyborg Superman, and I love that Jade figure. Those are two that I think he did really well.
yeah.
And I yeah, for sure. I even kind of like the Red Hood one, but I mean that, at the end of the day, if you stare at it long enough at the picture, you realize you don't need to buy it.
Yeah.
But that Superman and that Jade figure are great.
Yeah, I think there were two. I think the Frozen characters and the game. Well, it kind of was odd that he just threw the Game of Thrones character in there, and that one,
Mhm.
from all
That's
the other, it just seemed like it was
that's
out
the
of
only
place.
one that makes sense. As you
Yeah.
know, it's like the ice king, and he's made of ice, right?
Well,
Yeah.
does
other
it
ones are
come with
dumb.
does it come with different hands? Because
No, this is it.
Yeah,
because like if I'm gonna get the what is it, the Night King with that? What is his name? I forget. It's been so
Yeah,
long.
Night King, I think.
I want to see him with the pose where he's looking at Jon Snow with his hands out, like, what's up?
Mhm.
Like, and he's raising the dead. I don't
Mhm.
want this closed fist with this hockey stick. Give me the pose that's iconic for this character.
no, he did
Or
have
have
extra
Arya
hockey
about to
sticks.
jump on his back.
Uh, yeah,
Uh,
again, pluses or not, I think he's trying to get out his last wave with the DC stuff because that contract is ending. And the Super Friends Riddler, that's nice. Again, I think some of these characters, I think he did a really good job on servicing certain characters from DC. I thought the superpower line that he did is extremely needed. It's a very entry level where, like, young kids and new collectors can get in and get a bunch of figures that are retro like, but you don't mind if you're actually giving that out to play with. So I think he's done some good jobs, but yeah, I don't know. Just like the horse in front of it, I don't know what he's gonna do when he just has spawned Mortal Kombat and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think he keeps constantly pushing Spawn, and I just don't think it sits in fandom as high as he believes it. So we're gonna have to see, man. But all these figures for me, it's in between. Sleeping with the Fishes, a couple of guys that I say the Frozen ones, and then there's a couple of them that are like forget about it. And I know Mr. Maddox has like two made men characters. So some of these are really good, some of these are so, man.
I love
I
the
would say
cyborg one.
I like Riddler. That looks just like the Super Friends character.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Hmm.
And apparently he was on the phone with like his supplier, and they said, well, we got a shit ton of clear and light blue pellets. What do you want to do? Well, let's make some frostbite characters.
Mm-hmm. That's what he did with like the patina ones and some of the other ones, just reused molds and call it special edition, black light, all this stuff. So
Yeah, well, I think he missed out on his chance for Batman Spawn since he lost the DC license.
Well, he actually did do those figures earlier last year, so he actually did put those figures out in a 2-pack as well. Here's we've got one that is everyone's excitement of late. We were at Toy Atlanta. We saw these incredibly gifted toy company and sculptors that were there. Fantastic. The Four Horsemen Studios Legion Con exclusive. They dropped these photos out, and wow! Like, first of all, to do figures and great photography right next to it, they just know what they're doing. But 4 characters from the Tales from the Crossroad. All the characters come with equally a bunch of accessories. They, all have great definitions and scopes and everything. These for me, whenever I see anything from the Four Horsemen as of late, they are all made men for me, man.
Yeah, I think what's good about that is that they're also not sold in 2-packs.
Yes.
So,
but they're priced like they are. Now that's the one thing. It's a little expensive. They're all beautiful, and I would definitely get the knight and the skeleton one.
Well,
but
this is where I'm gonna give you a pushback on, because I do have I think all 3 of us on this panel have the ATL 25 character. That was one of the best sculpted characters that I've seen from any company in a fairly long time, and it's extremely heavy figure for it to be sculpted. So there's a weight to it. The price range on them, I know, anywhere between like the mid 60s to the mid 70s. I think that they're worth it. Now, would I collect an entire line of them? No, I probably would. Budgetary wise, I watch it, but are they worth it when it comes to the accessories? Like, you've got both Rad and Chet here that just got the latest Four Horsemen. You can see the both great video on our shorts up now right now for one of them on unboxing. That character came with more accessories than I've seen like 3 or 4 like Hasbro characters. So that's where I get the pushback. If you're giving me more items and more accessories and more things with it, at least it seems like it's worth it for me,
Well, I'm not saying it's not worth it. It's just out of my price range.
I think so. Here's an example of a studio that actually does repurposing of different molds and sculpts to create a different figure. So a lot of these figures here reuse parts from other figures. I mean, if you own various waves of Mythic Legions, you can tell where these were pieced together. But the paint jobs are different. Accessories are different. Characters look a bit different, like, modified a bit to make it special, unique. Legion Con usually comes with a shitload of more accessories than if you wait later in the year to get these. And so, look, yeah, sure, I've seen that, that accessory before, or I see that body before, but I love the effort putting into these things and the story behind it and the lore. I'm a fan. I would order it, man. Like, just they do such a great job, and it's the opposite of McFarlane. It's just like, let's just ice this character and ship it.
Well, yeah, and
a bit different.
These characters are all very monochromatically painted, but it's not just one color. Yeah. It's actually like color theory, and they thought about how this is all going to look and wash and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between, essentially they're black and white, but there's a lot more to it than that.
Yep. Beautiful figures. And for me, it's they're made figures. Expensive, but made figures.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that was the Pre-Order Mafia. Forget about it.
Forget it.
Now, moving on to our next topic of the evening. Well, what month is it? What day is it?
Mr. In the Storm. very month of May.
Mr. Storm, what do we have next for the crew?
Well, here's the thing, man. We're trying to be, really kind of across the board because it is pixel, plastic, and ink. And so far, the ink hasn't been living up to
it's tough. It's tough, Mr. Storm, to talk about ink nowadays.
Well,
it's tough to talk about ink.
We've got 3 different subjects, and one of them is a dying industry. So
yeah. It's like, let's talk about terrestrial radio, AM.
Oh, it's coming back.
And we didn't want to do this with the whole mess of Diamond. You can read that cluster all yourself and everything. We just thought we're not even going to devote our time to this junk and this trash. But Free Comic Book Day. If you are in the area where there is a free comic book shop by you, make sure you stop by, bring the kids in, and grab some free books, and hopefully it links someone into something that they love and something they may pursue after that. But it does help in reading. The main question for us is, does Free Comic Book Day work? And it's kind of disturbing. I'll read a little bit of this because Diamond actually owned the name Free Comic Book Day. Now it's kind of like up in the air what's going to happen and everything with that whole thing. But Free Comic Book Day, FCBD, retailer selection. So there's a bunch of retailers to select books to go into Free Comic Book Day. Has a committee of 46 comic book titles for the industry's most anticipated annual event to take place on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So this is Friday right now, but if you're a replay crew and you're watching this, if you're watching this on Sunday, you missed the day. So make sure It's on. You put your calendar for Saturday to hit those shops. But it's participating comic shops worldwide. The committee of the comic shop retailers choose 46 titles available on Free Comic Book Day. 13 gold sponsored comics, 33 silver sponsored comics that give fans the opportunity to discover new titles and genre. This year's selection of silver comic sponsors include beloved franchises such as Star Wars, Godzilla, Transformers, Mega Man, and Street Fighters. So, but again, the question is that has this initiative work? I think that it was a good idea in general, but I think it doesn't work. And I think one of the main reasons it didn't work is because Diamond owned this initiative. I think if this was something that all of the comic book companies got together on and was able to, basically do as an initiative and all themselves, I think it would. I think being owned by a conglomerate didn't help, and now we've up on this. And does getting free comic books get you into stores? I think maybe one day a year it might.
Well, you know what the sad thing about this is, to be honest, is that the sad thing about Free Comic Book Day is that the comic book stores have to buy the comics.
Yeah. So it's not technically free.
So it's not technically free, and it's one of those things where, like, if I had a comic book store, I'd be like, yeah, we're not participating this year. Or I would be like, yeah, Free Comic Book Day for us this year is like my backlog of comics that I can't sell that doesn't cost me anything, that you could also now just like have for free because nobody gives a shit about the comics that have been released over the last 5 years. So I think it's a bummer, and I'll probably go by one store, maybe see what's going on with it. But at the same time, like, there's just I don't know if there's anything exciting happening in the comic book world right now for everyone to be like, yeah, let's go to Comic Book Day, especially as a comic book shop owner. Like, I don't know what you'd want to be doing with that.
Commander Bly, this is all people in my area have been talking about. Psych, no one cares.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
I don't think it helps. Unfortunately, I would love to say that it would, but I don't see your lines around the block looking for new comic books.
Well, the problem is you have to advertise this, and not just to comic book people. The point of Free Comic Book Day is to get people that have never been into a comic book store to come in. So you've got to do some sort of outreach, whether it's internet or whatever, but there has to be a way to tell people, hey, this Saturday, come down. Your kids can get a free comic book. Do they like Star Wars? Do they like Transformers? That people would come for that. It's like, oh, I can take my kid for an hour and, give them something for free. That's fine. And, hopefully the point is you browse around the rest of the store and pick up something else. But it's a great idea. I think it's just been handled wrong. Because the only thing that happens is comic book people that know about Free Comic Book Day come in and scoop up as much as they can, because some of it becomes valuable later.
Yeah. Here's the moment that if we had like a segment, little block that Kim was going to be like, Storm's soapbox, because he's going to stand up on it. You have we're seeing it. Yeah, advertisement would work. You have two of the biggest conglomerates on the face of the planet that own both comic books. You have Disney that owns Marvel, Warner Brothers that owns DC. Now, at their hand, they have numerous actors. They have television shows. They have all these movies. They have theater presence. They have streaming channels. They have all this. Like, for comic book owners to have to pay for this. And number one, the amount of titles is just damn near ridiculous. Why don't they do it like Shogun Jump and just do like a catalog version of it and do it on lesser paper, where it would save a little money on printing, and just get it out like that. Free Comic Day, like it's a catalog, and it might make it a little bit more valuable. Just a bunch of multiple. That way they only have to buy one damn book. But the other part of it is that, again, nothing's stopping. I saw all this week Jeremy Renner was on bitching about how Disney didn't want to pay him. but I didn't see one person that made money and made their careers. Thor, Iron Man. I didn't see the new Batman, the old Batman, I didn't see Superman, I didn't see anybody say, hey, go to free. I saw them do Got Milk commercials, which we all know they can't, the reason why they can't do that anymore. But I didn't see anybody say, hey, are you reading the comic? Samuel Jackson, read that comic and everything else of that, Got Morgan Freeman on hose.com. But you got the two biggest conglomerates that can't get actors to push out a product that is essential to what everyone's making. So, it's a shame. I don't know if this changes. And actually, you want to read that at the bottom, Mr. Brantley?
Obviously, Dr. Brantley is right. In this age of social media, it's so easy to advertise this kind of thing, but instead left up to local radio and news stations to report on after it happened, which is right, because the reporter will be there. Hey, I'm at Free Comic Book Day, but it's going to be on the 11 o'clock news. So
but then again, don't these companies own CNN? Don't these companies own all these major organizations, outlets?
For Thunderbolts, Thunderbolts is coming out this weekend. They should have, and not paid by the comic book company. It should be Disney saying there's a free Thunderbolts comic book if you go to the theater or if you go to your local comic book shop. And it explains all this shit, backstory, whatever. But it's a perfect opportunity. It's on the same weekend, and they just blew it.
All I know is that when comics are gone in that magnitude, because we're looking at some of the death rolls. If you think Universal Pop's coming in and saving Diamond, that one I wouldn't put a bet on in Vegas.
That's
but
right.
you might want to think about this, because the lifeblood of the industry is going to be over with. And then where will you get all the stories from the creators that you can no longer exploit? Because that's generally what's going to end up happening. Those guys have made you billions of dollars. You're about to lose it all. So, it's a shame. And again, we've been putting up a bunch of comic stories. They're not hitting the views and everything because people are disinterested in it. So let's hope something does. Hope Thunderbolts unite something this weekend.
It is the source material for all these movies that you do love. So I don't know why people are averse. Maybe it's just to reading in general. But, pick up a comic book every now and then. It's fun.
Read. Ew.
Yeah.
And plus that goes against Marvel Unlimited, the subscription service digitally. So why would they give you a physical copy? Well, on to the next topic. And gentlemen, I find your lack of belief in popcorn buckets disturbing because, well, what do we have? Another round of fantastic popcorn buckets.
Absolutely. It's time for our favorite segment of the show.
SKN News, baby. SKN News. I get hyped every time. Let's roll that video, man.
That's the brand new SKN. All kind of things, or SKN News. All kind of brand new stuff is going here. But now here's the thing that, again, I like to thank everyone that's watching any of our popcorn bucket videos, because those seem to do well. Just keep rolling. But made the popcorn buckets with you. That is right. You can look on the screen. Got some fantastic ones. I know that Mr. Maddox is searching all over the interwebber kind of thing to look and see if he can find the Death Star one. But Death Star popcorn bucket sold at Disneyland for $32.49. Got my metal slip bucket. Oh yeah, he went to the theater for that.
By the way, this is how I eat my popcorn. I go, and I just eat it, and I might disturb somebody in the movie theater. But when I'm eating out of here, I gotta get into the character. You know what I mean?
Well, at least you're not sitting there in a full Darth Vader outfit and doing that. So
I don't have the movie quality one. I certainly picked one up at Walmart. You got to have it when you're eating. Look at this. This is beautiful, man.
This is fantastic. And it lights up the one for $32.49. Expects the price to remain same to close and everything. I don't know. This is Disney. You might get to park. It might be $42.95 if you go over the weekend. While the salvage Stormtrooper popcorn bucket She costs about $25. They will both be available on sale on May the 4th, but obviously some people were at Disneyland and were able to, probably maybe employees or something, able to pick these up. Look, I love the popcorn buckets. This is probably next to some of the early ones we've seen from the Dune and all the great ones. I even thought the Thunderbolts had a pretty damn good one with that limousine, but this one lights up. This is worth the purchase. If you got $32 to $35 to sitting around, if you're a Star Wars fan, this is one that you really kind of want, man. What do you guys think, man?
I would not use this for popcorn. I would just have this lit up all the time, hanging from my ceiling.
Mr. Maddox, I know you're desperately looking for one, so we know
he's
which
purchasing
one.
3 on eBay right now. I mean, that's the reason why he's not paying attention. There you see. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. So we
Yeah,
know we're definitely going to get one.
The problem with this is,
I just have never
I
able
gotta
to get
interrupt.
popcorn.
I gotta interrupt something. People don't know about Chet Maddox. Let me explain Chet Maddox here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Chet Maddox has a lot of different vehicles in his life. And one in particular is a massive vehicle. I think it's 12 wheels. And I think he's buying this to hang from the rear view mirror. This isn't something that's going in his house.
Yeah.
You don't know Chet Maddox like we do. You might as well just come up in front and say, that's what this is about. The Death Star is going into the death vehicle.
Well, this is where I have to. Yeah, it is going in a death vehicle, but this is where I'm going to tap into my boy Meeks in the channel. I know he has an annual pass. I know all of his family has annual passes. So Meeks, this is just a shout out. Please go to Disneyland tomorrow and grab this for me, and then come back and I'll come and grab it from you because I really need this popcorn bucket.
And now, can you give me a churro too?
Now the bad thing about Meeks is
So can you go get me that then while you're there, please? Yeah. Like I need that shit.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's not May the 4th yet. Although I don't know if this was available earlier.
No, it's available now. This guy, I'm telling you, they're all over.
Yeah, I know somebody that got 2 of them a couple weeks ago. I saw them at Easter.
Yeah.
So
Meeks, if you're going, and if you don't want one, then I'll take yours because I know they're limited to 2. But if the whole family's going, then Mr. Maddox and I, make sure you
have everyone in your family stand in line.
Yeah, and make
one for every SKN crew.
Everyone's getting to see how we do deals on SKN right now.
Yeah,
Meeks, if you get it and they have it, send me a picture or whatever. I trust you. Doesn't matter. I'll just send you money. I'll send it for whatever you get.
Well, Meeks, put your Zelle up on the account. We'll just do it right now.
No, I got him. Don't worry. I'll just send it to him.
Yeah. So most definitely. But this one, look, this is when you advertise correctly. This is when you add a good promotion to it. There's a Star Wars May the 4th day. It's been all over the internet, all over the place. This is how you do it. So, comic book day, start paying attention. But love the popcorn buckets. Can't wait. I think it's done a great job for theaters. Now it seems to be doing a great job for running people to pay a bunch of money over at Disneyland and Disney World too. So keep them coming. Universal, you got some work to do, man. Magic Mountain, got some work to do. Now, this next segment, still another Star Wars one. We don't like to talk Star Wars. We actually talk some more Star Trek over here. You can talk Star Wars.
I like talking Star Wars.
Yeah, you can talk it on another channel, but here we would like to call this a different scenario right here. If you take this down for me a little bit more, Chet, because I can't see, it's cutting off some of it for me.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. But this one we like to call putting lipstick on a pig, because everyone says, well, what are you talking about here? This is the exact same item that was the exclusive at D23 last year, but they put a fresh coat of paint on it, and just like that old Hyundai that you're trying to sell your brother-in-law, you tell him, oh no, I took it to Mako, and it's like, no, it's still got a bunch of engine problems. For the D23-24 exclusives, comes back with a modern paint job over this weekend. Aside from the new paint job, it has the matching new pieces. A box art inspired by the adventures continue. The toy remains largely the same as of the debuted at the D23 last year with some minor changes. Ship features some seats that can hold up to 25. The last one did too well. 3 3/4 inch figures. It has electronic enhancements. Opens up the doors. It plays classic chimes for the ride. Lights up feature, headlights, thrusters, camera. But this one comes with C3PO, and it doesn't come with the robot that was, because this is the later rendition of this thing. But the major issue with the first one was some people would play the screen and they do it once and the screen would not work, or they would do it like 15 times and it would not work. This is the same exact item. This is not another manufacturer that made it. They didn't go back to product testing and work this out. They just painted it a different color, added C3PO in and some different sounds, and you're going to get this. Look, I've seen it as high as $8,000, the original one on eBay. If you want it for nostalgia and just keep it on your counter and you like it, fine, pay what you want to pay. But if you want something that's going to work and it's going to be fully functional, you're probably going to be disappointed in it. So, this is one of those, buy it at your own risk. It will be on sale, and it's on the Disney store, which Mr. Maddox and Dark Moocher can tell you how bad that experience was. I think even Scott Solo said he was like 340th in line when the initial thing came out. But this is going to be on Sunday, May the 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Now, why did they put this damn thing in the Pacific so damn early in the morning? They should just do it a leeway. But if you want it, you got an opportunity to get it. Any takers on this, man?
Well, yeah, if it's selling for a hell of a lot more in the resale market, I'll definitely buy one.
Scalper.
I don't care how good it is. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to keep it in mint in box at Dr. Brantley's Collectibles.
If you were not a fan of this new paint job, wait till you see the McFarlane Ice version that is coming out shortly thereafter.
That's going to be sick. I'm going to get that one. Yeah,
it's top notch.
It's the Hoth. No, Hoth exclusive.
Oh, don't give him any ideas.
I'm sure there's probably one variant that wasn't painted that had see-through plastic and the wires exposed. I'm sure somebody's picking up as well. So that might be an actual chase variant.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that the tariffs have impacted a lot of the bootleg figures, but I'm pretty sure you could get this for much cheaper. Although you might get R2 Timu instead of R2D2, but if you're ready to take a risk. I've seen this on various outlets. So if you're not into the authentic and you just want something on the desk, I'm just saying, browse the KO market, if you will.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If it worked, it would be cool as hell, because I love it being able to watch the actual Star Tours thing on the screen in front of the ship. Mm-hmm. That's great. If it works once or 3 times, that's no good.
Yeah. That's like the actual new Star Wars ride. It works 1 or 2 times before it breaks down.
Mostly waiting in line.
The McFarlane versions have 10 elbows and knees.
Yes.
Wow. Going for the throat on that one.
Yeah, geez. This Disney version will have more articulation than the Batman figure that's coming out later this year. And it's a speeder. Like, how's that possible?
The shame of it is that you knew the item didn't work. At least take it back, But obviously, they just didn't care. They rushed it back out. We're going to see, because Mr. Maddox and I was extremely excited when we saw this on D23. We got up that morning, found out that it was damn near next to impossible, because Scott Soul said I had been up since 5 a.m. on this damn thing, and I couldn't get it. And then immediately, after it was sold out, we started seeing complaints and videos of people that got it home from D23, and they were like, "This is like a brick. Do not buy this crap." And we were like, if there was any moment that we wasted our money, it was that.
They do have a special edition that doesn't have the Star Wars video. It has the Acolyte season. So if you want the special edition,
people are smashing that themselves.
Yeah, Commander Blythe, it was $300. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if they actually lowered the price or the tariffs jumped it up heavily. But again, like we've always been joking with our buddies over at Starlight Digest, but we're going to start doing a lot more Star Trek information over here. And one thing, if you're a fan of Star Trek, like myself, Dr. Brentley, Rad, and Mr. Maddox, then you've got to ask yourself, do you have any Romulan ale? If you watch the show, you know what Romulan ale is. And the Commander Bly, he's got the right there, live long and prosper. The Star Trek franchise is collecting with Stalem's spirits to launch 2 limited edition whiskeys. The 2 limited edition whiskeys are a blend of rye whiskey and a cask strength blended whiskey. Both whiskeys are bottled in a Romulan ale bottle. Star Trek fans who know all about that, thanks to United Federation of Planets outlawing it, of course. Both these limited editions from Stellum Star Trek themed whiskeys will be available online at Star Wars Spirits, which
Star
is
Trek Spirits,
I'm
not
sorry,
Star Wars.
Sorry, my bad. Star
Don't
Trek
mess it up.
Spirits.
Star
was
Wars
making the wrong one. StarTrekSpirits.com for a suggested retail price of $79 a bottle. You should know that these collection whiskeys are extremely limited, as the distillery is only releasing 3 barrels worth of bottles for each whiskey. Now, if you know how big Star Trek fans are, the minute they put this up, this shit is selling out.
Okay, but there's a very good point here by Commander Bly. Romulan ale should be blue. And if you remember when they had the Hilton experience in Las Vegas, because I went to that, they actually sold Romulan ale, which was a terrible drink, but it was blue.
Well, it's just like that blue shitty milk at Disneyland. Like once people drink that, they're like, yeah, just give me the regular one.
Yeah,
So
I think they focus more on the quality of the ale than fucking putting Windex in a bottle and shipping it.
I sold out. You can also get Romulan vodka, by the way.
Romulan vodka too.
Oh,
Shit.
You can get Romulan vodka, and you can get Imperial Cloak Warbird Espresso Martini.
Wow.
Oh.
At least they should put it in a blue glass bottle, just so it would look blue on the outside.
Well, so
I'm just saying, as a Star Trek fan,
the Imperial Cloaked with the Warbird Espresso Martini kind of looks awesome. Hold on.
Okay.
Because I'm also getting ready to purchase these 2 versions of whiskey. So give me a second.
See, here's the thing that look, we've given it Star Wars Day has blown up on the 4th and everything. Is that we will be definitely giving that Star Trek
cool
Day
box.
its due.
that's nice.
Yeah, that's cooler looking. Like even if you weren't like into alcohol, that to me, that bottle looks cooler to like put on a shelf.
Yep. All I have to do is say,
anybody that doesn't want the alcohol, I'll go in halvesies with you, and I'll send you back an empty bottle.
Oh, look at this Starfleet collection.
There you go, man.
I know, but I'm gonna join the wait list for this Captain's Table, dude.
I know that looks pretty damn good too. How much is the Captain's Table worth, brother?
Well, I don't know. You have to just
go back to the vodka. It's a blue bottle. That's cool.
The vodka's a blue bottle. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Wow. There you go.
Okay. There you go. You can make yourself a Starfleet screwdriver.
Wait, how much is this? Is it available now?
$347.
How much?
And that looks like Aldebaran whiskey. For
the Captain's whiskey, this is the 6th one. It's $347.
Wow. Okay.
But right now, just so you know, my cart is.
Man, if I was complaining about like a $50 action figure, I certainly can't get this.
Please.
So
if
my
it's
cart,
whiskey, you're buying it.
My cart's 247 or 274, but I don't want the vodka.
Clint Howard.
Yeah, so it's
you just get the bottle and just pour some Smirnoff in there. You're fine, man. Nobody else.
But is there restrictions where things can be shipped?
It's the United States.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I don't know. Sometimes there is,
And this is, I'm sure, made in the United States, so there'll be no tariff to apply for our alcohol because we can get as drunk as we want to.
Is there? Did we get a discount code for this? By the way,
we might have to reach out. We might have to reach out. Stellum Spirits.
Hey,
I'll be contacting you in the morning.
This will no longer be a Darth Vader cup, I'll be drinking out of Spock or some shit.
I'll say drink long and prosper.
That's
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this week's SKN News.
wow.
I really am gonna try to order this stuff. I mean,
What do you mean try? It's like you click the button. Like it's either you order it or not. I mean, we're all going to be in town for G.I. Joe show. I'm going to pass it to Mr. Storm, but we may not have Romulan ale delivered at that time, but I'm sure there'll be some type of Star Wars beverage available for the May 4th celebration. Mr. Storm, upcoming events, we got a big one.
Absolutely, we do. Yes, sir. We're going to be all at the SoCal Joe show in Temecula, California this Sunday, May the 4th. Yes, I know you said it's not the 3rd on Free Comic Book Day that no one will attend. It will be the actual May the 4th in Temecula, California at the Embassy Suites in Temecula for the SoCal Joe show. And we will be live streaming. We will have a table there. We will be live streaming probably right around about 10 a.m. Show starts at 9 for early bird special. You can get in there paying only $10, or you can wait until 10 a.m. and pay $5 to get in. They encourage bringing costumes. Myself and Mr. Maddox have been to the show. I've been through a little bit more than he has, but it's a fun time. Great customizers there. Great vendors that have vintage G.I. Joe characters and also modern classifieds and a lot of HasLabs too. So if you're looking for something like, whether it's old or new or a HasLab, you might be able to find it there. I saw one year, one guy walked out and he had several HasLabs that he walked out with him. So it's a great show to be a part of. We're looking forward to great guests. We're going to be roaming around. We'll be talking to some of the artists there, some of the sculptors, anybody that's there's a couple of voice actors and some of the writers from the original Real American Hero show are there as well. So that's going to be a great time for us. After that, we can take the 15 freeway up to Apple Valley to a Better Days bar in Apple Valley, California, for our buddies at the Starlight Digest podcast. They are doing a Star Wars Day trivia night that will start at 2 o'clock. Band will start playing from 2 to 5. And then if you're there for the trivia, it starts at 7 p.m. until, but in Southern California, you can only drink until 2 a.m. So I think that's until 2. And one of the things that we want to stress to everyone is just while we're going there to have a good time, this is a toy drive. So please bring an item that's valued at $10 or more because, again, we've seen all the news and everything. We want to make sure that some kids have some unfortunate children have some great Christmases and birthday gifts coming up. And the CHIPS organization does a really good job of giving to, individuals that don't have it. So, think of yourself. Come and have a good time, but also bring something for someone else. And again, $10 or more of a gift. Don't bring your Ollie's $5 special. Go spend the $10 and show up. And there'll be Star Wars drinks. There'll be some food trucks there. So, there'll be plenty of things to do. And Dr. Brentley is our resident on the Starlight Digest podcast. He came in on their last trivia contest, number 2. Now, here on the SKN, we only do shit number 1. So the pressure's on for Dr. Brentley to bring a number 1 back to us and everything, because it would be funny for the guys that love Star Trek to win the Star Wars trivia contest. Wouldn't that not?
Mm-hmm.
He's up front because I feel like people need to see who's going to win. So
look right at him. This is what a winner looks like.
Look at him. This is him.
Or I'll fail miserably. We'll see. Come down to Better Days on this Sunday and find out.
You have failed us for the last time.
He's out. He's out.
He's out.
Also, there'll be no drinking for Dr. Brentley until he wins, so it's going to give him extra motivation.
Oh no, I got to be drinking way before because the trivia stuff late at night.
He'll be definitely going. So we got a couple more slides on this last one. Which you can see from there. Again, live streaming live. You can catch us on YouTube, on X, on Twitch, on Rumble, on Instagram, and of course on our SKN Discord. So you have no excuse if you're not there. You can see what a vintage toy show looks like. And if you need extra incentive, they got an exclusive figure that they make a certain amount of figures. This one, I believe, is numbered towards only 86 that's been made. And the artist, Jamie Sullivan, did the box art for it. A bunch of other great customizers made this Dreadnought Burnout, which has not appeared in Classified line. And I will tell you this, the SoCal Joe Show exclusive, they did Starduster. Starduster went for a bunch of money. And then Hasbro made Stardust. They've done a couple other figures, and they haven't made it, but this Burnout, haven't seen Burnout made as a classified figure, so there's a good shot that maybe they look at that, there's interest there, they'll end up purchasing again. But it's a great time. We're looking forward to everybody coming down and just enjoying themselves. That's all I got, guys.
Well,
That's it, huh?
That's it. Well, if you're in the area, join us this weekend. If not, stay tuned for the live cast, the live show, or watch us afterwards. But excited to get our Joe going and our Star Wars fix the same day. As always, we appreciate you all hopping in again here on SKN and Pixels Plastic Inc. As a reminder, we're live every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time right here. Hit subscribe, like, share the channel, man. We love it. We're on all the socials, so help spread the word. And then our next live stream will be this weekend from the G.I. Joe Show, followed by next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, Toybox Chronicles, featuring Chet Maddox and Mr. Storm. Yes, sir.
One last thing, Rat, because
Yes,
Chet just hit it up to us. Our buddies over at Odd Frog Entertainment are doing a live stream tonight. Kelly is actually inking pages from the Odd Frog comic book.
Nice.
That's going to be on. So if you want to know a little bit more, he's going to also talk about what they're going to be bringing with them over to the SoCal Joe Show. But if you want to see how comic book art is done and everything, then head over to the Odd Frog Entertainment channel. But I think Mr. Maddox has sent this cast that'll directly go over there. It's supposed to be starting at 8:30. So you got 15 minutes. Grab yourself a drink and then watch somebody pencil and ink.
Nice. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you this weekend, or we'll see you next week. Adios.